to Manchester. My first time here. Just flew in from Orlando, Florida. It is colder here. This is not my final destination for today. I'm catching another flight, Ryanair, at 2:45 p.m. It is currently about 9. Let's take a look here. 9:19 in the morning, Saturday, May 13th. So I'm just here to poke around for a few hours, take a look at the city. I am somewhere near Piccadilly Station. Maybe this is it right here. Right in the center of Manchester. Going to walk around and look for the Manchester Cathedral just for something to shoot for. And we'll see what we see along the way. So this should be a fun little exploring adventure. It is great to be back in Europe. First time, this year. Since like last September when I was in Greece, I guess. I left and headed back to the US. So that was a 8-hour flight from Orlando direct to Manchester, $520 US, including luggage and everything. So it's just been a matter of finding the best flights coming from Portland, Oregon. Cheap flight to Orlando, or relatively cheap. This one not so cheap, but I was booking everything last minute. There were going to be layovers one way or another getting to where I was trying to go. And so these were the best options that I found. 3 different flights, adding up to about $950, including the next flight this afternoon, 3 hours. You'll find out where I'm going in the next video. It's gonna be warmer. All right, pretty cool city center here. So basically I have 2 hours to wander around. I will catch an Uber heading back to the airport because that bus ride was a very, very scenic bus ride, as in winding around all over the place. It took an hour when the airport is only 20 minutes away. So I'll catch an Uber back. What is this? Children's playground, I guess. All right. This is not going to be a traditional city tour. This is going to be the wandering and bumbling around and seeing what we run across tour. Old guy, Mr. Watt, Retail District, Piccadilly Gardens, Market Street, Portico Library, Manchester Art Gallery. So lots to see in the area here. Today is a Saturday. The city is starting to come alive. Still morning. And I have no idea if I am heading in the general direction of the cathedral yet. Doesn't really matter too much. Just going where it looks like there's kind of some cool stuff to check out. Something smells good. Smells like, I don't know, like a burrito or something. So at the airport, then, the info lady said that there was a train strike today, but trains are running, so maybe I could have caught a train into the city and that would have been quicker. But that is definitely like, I was just gonna say burger smell. £6 for burger combo with fries and a drink. That is about $7-8. Very affordable prices. A little cheaper than my $47 spaghetti in Orlando. At least it covered 2 dinners, so it was huge. Manchester United, one of the most popular and successful football clubs in the world. From here, of course, football being what we call soccer in the US. So the cathedral is a half-mile away. Let's wander over there. Cool looking kiosk here. Bacon or sausage barm. I guess that's a British term. Barm. What's a barm? I guess it's a sandwich. Egg barm, like an English muffin. Huh. Funny. Never heard of a barm before. Good prices though. I have £0. Use my credit card on the bus. So when I was in Australia, I mentioned that my credit card didn't tap, and that was a problem on the bus there in Sydney, Australia. One of my missions back in the US was to fix that. I got 2 new cards, new debit card, new credit card, both of them tapped, so the tap worked on the bus there. But no pounds to give to the musician. I do have my €5 that I showed in a previous video, given to me by my mom, who had just gotten back from a trip to Croatia. And the sad news about Croatia is that Croatia recently joined the Schengen zone. So that goes into a whole conversation, the Schengen zone. If you are a traveler, a tourist, and want to stay in Europe for a while, especially longer than 3 months, then the Schengen zone is very, very relevant. That is the region of countries in which the borders are open, no customs, you don't have to show your passport, going between France, Germany, Netherlands, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Cyprus, Malta, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, most of Western Europe, basically. So Croatia recently joined the Schengen zone, and maybe that's kind of good for them as far as more tourism or whatever, but as somebody who likes to spend time in Europe, then what that means is that Croatia is no longer somewhere that you can go outside of the Schengen zone in order to spend time without racking up the 90 days, because you get 90 days total in the Schengen countries, and then you have to leave for another 90 days, and then you can come back for 90 days. So previously, Croatia was somewhere outside of that Schengen area, so that you could go there, spend time. When you have used up your 90 days, go to Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, etc., and then come back later, back into Europe. So now Croatia counts as part of that 90 days. So as a traveler, then that is kind of unfortunate, because that is no longer somewhere that you can escape to after you use up your time in the Schengen zone of mostly Western Europe. All right, let's find that cathedral. St. Anne's Church, not the cathedral. It is this way. So as for why I'm hauling around all my stuff, there is no luggage storage in the Manchester airport at all, I guess. No lockers or anything. So I was stuck having to carry it all with me. Man, it is chilly. Time to put the socks on. I got the sandals as usual. This is odd. Sudsy water in the fountain. Men who fell in the war in South Africa, 1899 to 1902. I don't know what war that was. But that's a long ways away from here. Hard to imagine that it was anybody else's fault but England's if they were there fighting a war. That's better. And this is a really cool looking part of town. Very traditional English buildings here, and the cathedral on the other side, the old Wellington. That sun feels good. Wow, really, really cool part of town. The meter. This must be a very happening place in the evenings. Sinclair's Oyster Bar stood in Market Place and followed the original John Shaw's Punch House, which was started by John Shaw in 1738. Records indicate a building on the site dating back to the 14th century. The Punch House housed the First Gentleman's Club in Manchester and was occupied by John Shaw until his death in 1796 at the age of 83. About 1845, oysters were introduced to the premises and further alcoholic refreshment some 20 years later. In 1971, the building was lifted as part of the Arndale Shopping Centre redevelopment and was reopened in 1981. I guess by lifted they mean that it was moved. In 1997, the building, which was largely unaffected by the IRA bomb, okay, that's a little out of the blue, was moved piece by piece. Okay, so that was in 1997. Does lifted mean bombed? Anyway, it was moved to its present site in order to accommodate the new pedestrian route from St. Anne's Square to Manchester Cathedral. And here it is. Welcome to Manchester Cathedral. There you go. Love this old style stonework. Is that Gandhi? Definitely. It doesn't even say, oh there we go. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Gifted by the Kamani family in memory of their grandfather, Banji Kanji Kamani, 1888 to 1979, fellow scholar of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, well, I think this is probably going to conclude the tour because I am sick of walking around with this big old backpack on, ready to just take a seat and chill and soak up the sun, watch the city come to life from one of those pubs over there. Very gothic gargoyles.
Rehearsing and practicing, has there been a lot of build-up?
Yes, I know. We have an idea that interviewing about as well.
That's awesome.
Down really, and not many schools and then
Just looking at like, just going back now a bit more, but like,
And got a beer here, a lager for £6.50. That is $8 US, 740 euros, 11 bucks Canadian. I am sitting inside here so that I can get to work on this video. Just gonna chillax for a little while. See ya.